Okay, Hoda, it is the 93rd year of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Let's
There we
do it. Let's do it. We're doing it.
go.
We have something normal in 2020, girl.
Yeah. I mean, what a year. This is the moment that we all need. I mean, it's been a tough one, up and down, but this parade is just always the gift that keeps on giving. What can we expect this year?
Well, I am so happy, that we're doing it, because there was some question about that. And everyone kept saying, oh, it's going to be virtual. Here's the good news. The parade will be live.
Okay.
It will be a live parade, 9 a.m. on the East Coast. Savannah and I are going to host it like we do every year. We're going to be in the spot where we always are in front of Macy's. Roker's going to be with us. The difference this year, though, is that before it's always been lined with people, and that is amazing. But this year, we're doing it for the folks at home. We're just to keep it all safe. Everybody, we're going to all watch it from home, except for me and Savannah and Al and some camera guys.
Wow.
So you'll get to enjoy all the awesomeness of the parade. You get to enjoy all the floats are going to be there. You know, all the other different things are going to be there.
Yeah.
And we're going to have performances. Jimmy Fallon and the Roots. We got some Dolly Parton. We got some Patti LaBelle. Like, we're going to have all kinds of great acts.
Okay.
And it'll be happening. And I think that's just it. Like, on Thanksgiving, what are you going to be doing if you can't click on the TV and go, oh my God, there's the parade? Of course.
I'm so excited to hear that it's still going to be happening. You mentioned that this year you're especially doing it for the folks at home. 20 million viewers year after year.
Yes.
I mean, and that'll probably even skyrocket now, considering even more folks will be watching it from the comfort of their house. What is it about this parade that 93 years in, people are just as in love with it as they've always been?
You know what it is? I think we like things that have always been there, that you can say, like, your grandma can say she watched it. And you can say that you've watched it. And there's something magical about it's sort of, to me, the start of the holiday season begins when the Macy's Day Parade starts. There's something about all of it. And when you watch all of these, I mean, the thing we're not going to be able to do this year is have all the bands. So everyone who was in a band that wished and dreamt of coming will have their slot, but they'll have it next year. So it's not being erased. But there's the splendor of the feeling of being in the heart of New York City. And you'll know when you're watching it that New York's alive, man. New York is back. And I think that that's part of what pumps us up. Like, every time I see a little something coming back from the city, I go, oh my God, there's the guy in the corner selling hot dogs. He's back. Well, Macy's is a huge example of that. It means New York City is back.
Yeah.
And I feel so privileged this year, more than any other, to be sitting with Savannah and hosting this parade, because if we ever needed it, honey, this is like the time we need it.
Oh, this is what the people need. Sign me up. I can't wait to watch. I've got to ask you this. When it comes to preparing for this parade, maybe like 3 years ago, I did the digital stream for it, and I was freezing my butt off to the point.
Yes.
And so I remember thinking, how do they do this every year? And they just look so warm and happy. So what is your key to pulling off this parade?
Well, we're going to hope the weather cooperates, because that always helps out. But there's just, I got to tell you, I get jacked. There's like some kind of magic that comes with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you feel like a kid again, because you remember like what it's like to watch these balloons come down the street, and watching the floats with performers who we all recognize, like aboard these floats. And I think that there's just a magic about it. So when you're sitting in your booth and you got your warmers on and stuff, but all I keep thinking of is like, I get to do this.
Right.
Like, there's certain things you have to do, and then there's certain things you get to do. Like, whenever the Macy's parade comes around, I always go, I get to do this. So, and I also picture my kids watching and my mom watching. I'm like, oh my God, I know they're there. So there's something super cool about that.
Worth it. Have you ever had a snafu on air during the parade?
Ever? Girl, we should narrow out the moments that aren't snafus. Okay? But here's the thing. What I realized is about most of life, and you know this from TV too, is like, if you're having fun, they're having fun. If we're enjoying ourselves, we're all like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's also like, if you do mess up, it's sort of a who cares, you're trying hard, it's Thanksgiving. I just picture everybody cozied up with their families, waking up in the morning, getting ready to make the gravy, and we're on in the background. We just want to be good company. That's it. Just good company.
Our favorite trio. We can't wait to see the three of you out there. And speaking of Savannah, who will be your partner in crime, as always, for this parade, she completely powered through the election. I mean, she owned it. So impressive. I don't know when she sleeps.
Girl.
How proud were you of her? How did you maybe help cheer her on through such an intense week?
I thought she was exceptional this week. Exceptional. I've seen her very, very, very good. And this is probably the best I've seen her because she's gone on no sleep. She was measured. She was bringing the facts. And I marveled at it. I have to say, I thought she was incredible. I don't know how she did it without sleeping. And even today, I said to her, I think you need like a day. Call me cray, but take a day. But because we all have to restore when we go on no sleep and fumes. And she never mentions it. Like she just goes through her day. She's like, oh no, I'm good. And nobody studies harder, and it shows. And this was like a moment in history that when you are sitting at that desk witnessing it, you have to make sure you're right. And she was on point.
He absolutely was. And your other partner in crime, Al, we're so excited that he'll be at the parade. Obviously, he came out with the news that he is going through his own cancer battle right now. How have you all been able to rally around him?
I mean, I love Al from deep down in my soul. And when I got sick, I'll never forget it. He was sitting at the end of my hospital bed. I remember I looked up and my mom said, Al Roker's here. I was like, you know what I kind of thought weirdly? Like, of course he is.
Wow.
Like, of course he is. So we are there for Al 1,000%. Mm-hmm. And Al's always been on the side of the angels. I have a weird feeling that everything will work out just fine for Al because Al lives right. And he's a helper and he's a healer. And I know that the same will be applied to him. And whenever I don't ever say to Al, you've got this. I say, we've got this.
Mm-hmm.
We've got this.
The team effort. I love that. And, we talked about the parade. Now you've got 2 kiddos. I know they'll be excited to tune in. What are we thinking about baby number 3? Like the paperwork is happening, right? Are we so excited?
You know what? I always say, like in life, there are no accidents. Like everything that was meant to happen happens. All we can do is set the table. If it's meant to be, there will be another guest at the table. And I hope and pray that is the way it's meant to be, but we don't know. And I just think like, I feel so full right now. I can't even express to you how full and blessed and lucky I feel to have all of this love in my life. Like it's beyond my wildest dreams, especially at this stage, wildest. But I said to Joel, like hearts expand, they expand. You don't realize how much room there is. And we're learning about that. So ours are open and ready, but we are also prepared to say thank you for all we have and, and leave it there. So we're hopeful and we wait. We wait wisely, as they say.
Wait wisely. Just a couple more. I'm going to let you go. I promise. Waiting wisely. This year has taught a lot of us to wait. I've had friends who've had to postpone weddings. Obviously, you've had to push yours back. I just want to know if you would ever pull off the Courthouse wedding. Would you ever pull a fast one on us and we just find out the next day that you and Joel tied the knot?
Well, you know what's funny? Our wedding was actually scheduled for this weekend. It's on my calendar for this weekend. I just looked at it today and I was like, oh my God, like I was imagining the plans that we had. I just got a text from Savannah saying, man, it was this weekend. And I got one from Jenna. Oh my God, we had blocked it. And, I would like it to be, I want to mark a moment. So I would love to have it with my family, obviously, and some close friends. So I don't know that we'd do a courthouse because I think to me, like marking it sort of matters in a different way. So yeah, I think I'll wait a little.
All right. And you're the queen of quotes. You've got your newest book out, bestseller. What is one quote, your favorite quote right now that's sort of helping you get through this phase of life that you're in?
I think for all of us, my favorite remains, it's hard to hate up close. Because I think the more you see somebody close up, not far away, not screaming, not yelling, not having all their differences, but it's hard to hate up close. And I think the closer we get to people, the more familiar they become and the less sort of the fewer differences we see. So I think I'll go with that one.
Yes, perfect point, especially for this time we're in right now. Hoda, thank you so much. We're excited for the parade.
Oh,
Stay
thank you,
out
honey.
there.
By the way, you look beautiful. Thank you. You're so full of energy. You have a long runway.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you, man. I know you're going to be way down the road. Thank you, honey.
Thank you so much. Have a good
Thank you. Good seeing you.